Track 22.
Welcome to the In Company Business Podcast. You're listening to Business Breakthroughs. This week's episode, Out of the Blue, the Cirque du Soleil story, Part 1. Music blasts from loudspeakers as trapeze artists swing from chandeliers. A bungee jumper performs an aerial ballet. Masked clowns kidnap members of the audience and invite them on stage. Angels fly through the air in an explosion of fireworks. The lights suddenly go out, and a snowstorm fills the darkness. This is certainly not circus as we know it. This can only be Cirque du Soleil. The history of Canada's most famous export is as dramatic as any of its spectacular performances. Founded in 1984 by penniless street performer Guy Laliberté, Cirque du Soleil now employs over 2,000 people, and its 13 resident and travelling shows have a turnover of $600 million a year. About $120 million of that is profit, giving an exceptional profit margin of 20%. Over the last 20 years, it has grown at an annual rate of 20 to 30% to become the world's leading circus. Based in a developing district of Montreal, Cirque's travelling circuses have now been seen by over 40 million people in 90 countries. Joint ventures with Las Vegas casinos, MGM and Disney provide permanent venues for some of the shows. In Interbrand's 2004 survey of the brands with the most global impact, Cirque du Soleil ranked 22nd, ahead of McDonald's, Microsoft and Volkswagen. With a personal net worth of $1.5 billion, in 2007, Laliberté won the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year award. How has the company been able to achieve such phenomenal success in the space of just 2 decades? In the 1980s, the circus industry was in sharp decline, with rising costs and a shrinking market. Other forms of family entertainment were proving more popular, and ethical questions about the use of animals were also affecting ticket sales. Laliberté's stroke of genius was to reverse that model. Rather than benchmarking himself against other circuses, he saw that it was useless to measure himself against them. By dropping the animal acts altogether, he both cut costs significantly and solved the moral dilemma. At the same time, by adding several key value innovations, theatrical sets, specially commissioned music, atmospheric lighting, dramatic storylines, and intelligent humour, he effectively repositioned the circus not as a family night out, but as sophisticated grown-up entertainment. And this also meant that he could charge his target market, well-educated middle-class professionals, several times more than the traditional circus. Low-cost structure and premium prices. It has been a magic formula, but one which Cirque's competitors have not been slow to copy. Cirque's biggest competitor, Feld Entertainment, the company that owns Disney on Ice, Ringling Brothers, and the 100-year-old Barnum and Bailey's circus, once advertised as the greatest show on earth, represents the circus at its most traditional. But it has recently started to incorporate more drama and music into its performances in a very Cirque-like way. A number of other circuses with exotically costumed performers and glamorous-sounding names, such as Cirque Eos and Cirque Eloise, have also emerged in recent years. And perhaps most threateningly of all, 2 of Cirque's own key creative directors, Slava Polunin and Franco Dragone, left the company to set up their own highly successful rival shows. Whilst the Cirque du Soleil brand is firmly embedded in the public mind, it is certainly no longer the only show in town. In an increasingly crowded market, and with the recent economic downturn, how long can it hang on to its own unique identity? Find out in Part 2 of Out of the Blue, the Cirque du Soleil story.